Good afternoon all. Yesterday lecture we have discussed with that the column of Bertini, renal canal, medullary pyramids, renal pelvis, minor calycis, major calycis, the external structure, internal structure of the kidney as well as the hilum, and the size of the kidney and the location of the kidney we have discussed with that. So now today we will discuss the next topic, the structural and functional unit of the kidney, that is nephron. The structural and functional unit of the kidney. The kidney is made up of, major function of the kidney is related to nephron, and here the nephron is also known as uriniferous tubule. So main important thing is this: each kidney consists 1,000,000 nephrons. Yes, each kidney consists 1,000,000 nephrons, 10 lakh, and both the kidney consists, you know that. So in all the nephrons, urine is formed. See, actually in 10th standard you have run with the structure of the nephron. So if you think about from the Bowman's capsule, if you think about from the Bowman's capsule to the collecting duct, the whole nephron is 3 centimeter long, and here it consists the diameter 3 to 5 micrometer. Now you assume that 10 to 15 centimeter length of the each kidney is there, and each kidney possesses 10 lakh nephrons and 3 centimeter size of each nephron, length of each nephron. Each and every nephron is situated in the kidney in highly coiled manner. Fine. So here you remember this thing, MCQ, for that it is very important. See, each nephron consists two parts: Malpighian body and renal tubule. Let us discuss with the structure of the nephron. Now I can draw the diagram of the nephron right now. You make practice for this, and you remember the labeling of it. Fine, very important thing. See, this is the one nephron. Right, from here to here, 3 centimeter length is there. Fine. From Bowman's capsule. Later on, I will tell you the each and every labeling of that each and every part. First of all, here what happened that with the Bowman's capsule, glomerula is connected to this. See, renal artery is there, and here tuft of capillaries known as glomerulus, and it form the network like structure over here. Fine. Two arteries run parallel to this duct. See, this is the wall diagram. Another one point is remaining there. Okay, so now here I can complete the wall diagram. I can label it right now here. Actually, the black portion at the beginning of this chap diagram, fine, that is known as nephron. And here, with each and every nephron, vein and artery is connected. Now I can label it. This is known as renal artery. Renal artery, from that blood enters inside the Bowman's capsule. So this is known as Bowman's capsule. You know that Bowman's capsule is double-walled cup-like structure. Initially of the nephron that consists double-layered cup-like structure, and this is known as Bowman's capsule. Renal artery is entered inside the Bowman's capsule. This is known as efferent arteriole. Okay, the artery comes outside of the Bowman's capsule, that is known as efferent arteriole. So actually here what happened, the renal artery from the blood entered inside the Bowman's capsule and then come back outside of it, and here the blood mixed together, and here in this tube it is collected. So actually here I can see you first direction of the blood from renal artery to the Bowman's capsule and to the here this region. Then from this tube the blood entered inside it and here mixed together, and here it is collected like that. The direction is there. So the artery entered inside the Bowman's capsule known as efferent arteriole. The artery comes outside from the Bowman's capsule known as efferent arteriole. The small capillaries of efferent arteriole and efferent arteriole form the network-like structure inside the Bowman's capsule, that is known as glomerulus. Okay, so glomerulus is known as tuft of glomerulus is known as tuft of capillaries. So efferent arteriole entered inside the Bowman's capsule and divided into tubules, small capillaries. Similarly, the sum of the capillaries join together and form the efferent arteriole. Okay, wait. I will show you. Try it now. Here you see that my fingers are there. One hand you assume that it is afferent arteriole, and another hand you assume that it is the efferent arteriole. Each and every finger is now connected in this way like this, okay, and this is the tuft of capillary. So this is known as glomerulus, and it is now covered in the bag-like structure is known as Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule and glomerulus combinedly known as Malpighian body. Okay, glomerulus and Bowman's capsule combinedly known as Malpighian body. So now the main important thing, over the kidney, so many dots are there. Each and every dot possesses Malpighian body. Dear all students, please now here clarify that Malpighian tubule we are discussing in the previous class, and right now I am talking about the Malpighian body. Fine. And in our one point you note down that Malpighian tubule present in the cockroach acts as an excretory organ. Malpighian body, it is the part of the nephron, and Malpighian gland, Bowman's gland, it is present in the nose region. So over each and every kidney the dots are there. Each dot possesses the Malpighian body. So this is known as Malpighian body combinedly. Now see, here this is the Bowman's capsule. So in the Bowman's capsule, this is known as outer layer of the Bowman's capsule, and the layer which is connected to the glomerulus, that layer is known as inner layer. So inner layer of the Bowman's capsule consists the specialized cells known as podocytes. Okay, so inner layer of Bowman's capsule possesses podocytes. Here podocytes are arranged in a such a way that in between the two successive podocyte gap is there. It is known as filtration pore. The podocytes are arranged in a such a way that there is a gap is present in between the two successive podocytes, and that region is known as filtration pore. And yes, now through this filtration pore the blood is filtered, fine, and come in the Bowman's capsule. Initial portion of the Bowman's capsule is known as neck. So this portion is known as Malpighian body. Now the black color portion, coiled region, This is known as PCT. The full form of PCT, that you know it, the full form of PCT is proximal convoluted tubule. So initial to the Bowman's capsule, the highly coiled region is known as proximal convoluted tubule, PCT. Here the U-shaped region, that is known as HL. The whole region is known as HL, that is Henle's loop. Or you say that loop of Henle. Okay? So this U-shaped region is known as Henle's loop or loop of Henle. Now, here from that filtrate urine pass through this region, okay, and in this way. Yeah. Now, the initial portion from the proximal convoluted tubule, that is known as descending limb of loop of Henle. Now, this whole region is U-shaped region, that is loop of Henle, but loop of Henle initial portion known as descending limb. So now this region is known as ascending limb of loop of Henle. Now, ascending limb of loop of Henle, it possesses the two regions, the narrow part and the broad part. See, here in the descending limb of loop of Henle, it is a continuous one. But when you move up, so ascending limb possesses the two regions. This is known as narrow end and this is known as broad end. Fine. So ascending limb of loop of Henle possess initially the narrow part and then possess the broad part. Now the broad part is connected to the black color. You consider black color only. That is known as BCT. The ascending limb of loop of Henle, it is now connected here to the coil-like structure. It is known as DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Here, this convoluted tubule is far away from the Bowman's capsule. That's why the word is used there known as distal. Here this region, the coiled region is proximal, means nearer to the Bowman's capsule. Fine. These are highly coiled region. So I can tell you in this way that filter rate pass from here to here to here to here to here. Fine. Consider only black color there. Fine. Now, you know that distal convoluted tubule, it is now connected to the CT. Okay, so now here the blood is filtered, it runs through the proximal convoluted tubule, then come in contact with the loop of Henle, then now coming in contact with the distal convoluted tubule, and then collected from the through the collecting duct. Nearer to the distal convoluted tubule, one duct is there. Yes, this is the vein. Blue color I have drawn that. So it is obviously that it is the vein, right? So it is the specialized vein known as hepatic portal vein. Now, hepatic portal vein carry the blood towards the distal convoluted tubule and then down to this network of the capillary. This is known as capillary network. So now here you know that the capillary network, it is formed just around to the Henle's loop. Okay, so here hepatic portal vein, it carries the blood towards the distal convoluted tubule, then come down, and here from that the blood comes out from the proximal convoluted tubule, and here that blood is also come down, and now the both the side blood mixed here, fine, and then collected from this duct is known as renal vein. Okay. See, one more extra point is that parallel blood vessel to the Henle's loop. This is known as vasa recta. Okay. Vein runs parallel to the HL, known as okay. Another point, last point. renal vein. Renal vein consists very less amount of urea in the body, whereas hepatic portal vein consists highest amount of urea. Yes. So little bit amount of urea, it is filtered through the blood here. The very much more amount of the urea is filtered here through this hepatic portal vein in the distal convoluted tubule, and now both the side blood comes together and then collected to the renal vein. Okay, so this is about the basic information of this nephron with its diagram. I hope you understand this. Thank you very much to all to being with me. See you in next lecture.